This lesson is going to be on how to write expressions from word statements. So in order to do that, we have to know what some of these key words mean. Like if we were looking to find out what word would tell us that we were going to add in one of these problems. Well, hopefully the first thing that you would think of would be something like addition. Combine. Put together. And probably the most important one out of all of these is the word sum. Now, sum is kind of important because sum is telling us that we're looking for the answer to addition. So the word sum is going to always indicate to us that we need to use parentheses. Because if there's other things going on in a problem, and we have to find the sum of these two things, we have to make sure that we do that first. We have to find that sum. So these are the words that basically mean addition. There's a lot of them, but this will be enough to kind of get you started. You could also use added to, adding, that type of stuff. Now to find words that mean subtract, again, subtracting is one of them. Hopefully you think of minus, take away, reduced, reduced by. And then again, the important one to us, the one that means get the answer, is called difference. And again, difference is the one in this case that would refer to having parentheses around your subtraction. For multiplication, hopefully, again, the words that come to your mind right away is multiply by, times, and again, the really important one to us is going to be product. And again, product tells us find the answer, do that first. That means we have to have parentheses. And finally, we're going to look for words that mean to divide. So we could use divide, divided by. Sorry about that. Broken up equally. A little trouble spelling here today. Broken up equally. When it never reads the whole word. I'm trying to figure out where you are. And then finally, the one that we're looking for is quotient. And again, quotient is the one that tells us we're looking for parentheses. All right, let's do a few examples so you can see how this actually works. This expression says 8 added to 6. So there's two ways that you could think about this problem. Some people are going to think that this would be correct. Some people are going to think that this would be correct. So how do we tell? In this particular problem, it's going to be this. And the reason it's going to be that is because 8 is being added to 6. It means you have to have 6 first, and then you're going to add 8 to it. The order of the words are not important. What is more important is the words themselves. So the fact that that 8 is being added to something, we would think of it as soon as you see something like this, 8 added to, that's going to tell you it's going to be something like this. There's going to be something here, and we're adding 8 to it, which is why it would be this, not this. Okay, another example would be if we had something like the sum of 2 and 3. Well, as soon as we see these words, the sum of, remember from before, that's going to tell you that you're going to have parentheses around your addition. And then what are the two things that we're adding? Well, we're adding 2 and 3. So this is what it would look like if you had the sum of 2 and 3. Okay, let's keep going. Another example. would be, well, here's one that we didn't include this word, but you'll be able to figure this out. 5 increased by 7. So 5 increased by 7. Well, what's happening in the problem? Well, we have a 5, and we're increasing it by 7, which means that we have 5 to start with, and we're increasing it by 7. It means we're adding 7 to it. So it would look like this. All right, let's mix in some of the other words that we've had. So we could say the difference between 1 and 6. So the difference between 1 and 6, well, again, the difference between, what does that tell us? Right, that's going to have parentheses around our subtraction. And what are the two things that we're subtracting? Well, 1 and 6. Just like that. What if you had 4 minus 9? Well, are we going to have parentheses? Right, we're not going to have parentheses because we don't have the word difference. So this is just going to be 4 minus 9. How about if we had the product of 3 and 4? Well, the product, right, remember this is going to tell us parentheses, and it would be 3 and 4. I think you guys kind of get the idea of how this works. So let's do one that's a little bit more involved, just a little bit. And what would this be if we had the sum of 9 and 2 decreased by 11? Well, the sum of tells us parentheses with addition. What are we finding the sum of? That's going to be 9 and 2. What are we doing after that? Well, this sum is being decreased by 11. So we're going to be subtracting 11